Hey, this is a quick tutorial to show you how to take pencils and change them to non-photo blue so that you can print them, ink them, and scan them back in. Now, non-photo blue is a specific color technically, but you can really use any light color also in 2019. But we're going to talk about use the actual real color. So here we have these pencils by Roger Cruz. He recently posted for people to use for inking practice of drawing a Magneto. And here's what we're going to do. So the quickest and easiest part is actually changing it to non-photo blue. So first thing you want to do is make sure you're actually in CMYK, which we are. Good. Then on a layer above the pencils, you want to put in this color, and this is the non-photo blue, A4DDED. That's the blue. Fill the layer in that color, and then set that layer to screen, and boom. And technically, that's all you have to do. It's done. But we're going to take it a little bit further than that, where once you've done this, if you think it might be a little too light, if you're worried about, when you print it, if it might be too hard to see, you'd be surprised. It prints darker than you think, but if you're worried about that, you go back down to the actual pencil layer, and then you just darken that layer. And this is like, you got to do what you think is best here. You just use the brightness contrast, darken it up, and you can see it's getting darker, but you want to make sure not to do too much because you don't want to, you risk losing some of the detail in the pencil. So it's sort of do what you think is best. You just got to nudge it. You got to play with it till you're happy. So that's that. That's the entire thing. So you print it. Let's just say now you've printed it, you inked it, you scanned it back in, right? So let's pretend we do that. I inked a small portion just so that we had, I inked this on the computer, but we'll pretend that we printed this, inked this, and scanned it back in. So you can see you have the inks and the blue, and it's all on one layer because when you scan it in, it's all going to be one layer. So now, non-photo blue is technically used specifically for if you're going to be thresholding the artwork. And that's the easiest way to get rid of it. So the easiest way to get rid of it is take your image, change it to grayscale, threshold your artwork, and boom, it's gone. And now you could work with your artwork, and so we're just gonna go to someplace else. You can use your paint bucket to fill in those blacks, and you have your inked piece. All right, whatever you think should be black. And we'll just do that. So there you go. Now let's say you don't want to threshold it. Let's go back to before we did that. And in that case, you just want to, again, this is sort of a finessing it thing. You use your levels. To get rid of it to the point that you're happy, right? You zoom in, use this guy till whatever you're happy with. There's all that line work. You go in till it's gone. And now that's not thresholded, but the line work is gone. And then now, because it's not thresholded, it's going to be a little more difficult to fill in these black areas. That's another good thing about thresholding, is it makes, so you're going to have to, like, I'm not going to do this, but you're going to have to actually color in these areas that are black because you can't just paint bucket if it's not thresholded. Or maybe you just, did that with the ink. I don't know. But that's how you do non-photo blue. That's how you set it up. And then that's how you get rid of it. And that is all.